As a tall male a short male friend, I just had my world shattered into what short guys have to put up with. Why is society so cruel? Try finding a short businessman in a corporate setting, talking about the bigger leagues, not some random office for a random company. You guys should go to a Halloween party dressed as Colossus and Wolverine. Getting drinks at the bar. The short guy always gets served last no matter how well I'm tipping. I'm a short guy. Oh god, it's freaking horrible. When you are tall and fat, cuddly, skinny, rockstar, muscular, Adonis. When you are short and fat, pugmaster, skinny, rodent, muscular, obviously trying to compensate. That feel, I know it. I'm 5'2 inches. I've always felt insecure about my height because most women I encounter don't want guys shorter than them. I once had a crush on one of my best friends. We got along so well that I was almost convinced she liked me back. When I opened up to her, she immediately rejected and friend-zoned me. Afterwards, I'd hear her indirectly mention several times that she could never date anybody shorter than her, and her friends would agree with her. I could deal with all the jokes and teasing in school, but when my height is the only thing people take into account, it really makes me lose hope. Plenty of girls have talked to me and said something like, "Oh, you're so adorable," but if you'd ask them if they'd ever date me, they'd be like, "What, Diego? No. He's so cute and funny, but I could never look at him like that. I'm tired of being treated like a goddamn puppy. I am not a puppy." Referring to yourself as Diego the gnome might not help with people seeing you as short. You get insecure when people ask, "Do you play basketball?" As a short guy, we don't even get that because we don't have a chance in heck with any coach letting us on their roster. As a 5'3" guy, the thing I hate the most is getting floor tickets at a concert. Every time, without fail, I get a guy that's 6+ who walks around and steps directly in front of me. As a tall guy, I also dislike concerts because I'm always worried I'm standing in some short person's way. That's why I never stand near the front. I used to get a little frustrated with the double standard where girls would nonchalantly admit to rejecting a guy because he is short, but if a guy ruled out a large girl and stated the reason, he'd be treated as an butthole. Either both people are buttholes, or neither one is. At least someone can change their weight and not their height. It would be nice if people could get more comfortable with saying and hearing, "I'm not into X." Right now we have this weird, contradictory compromise between don't judge a book by its cover and it's okay to have a type. As a girl who likes shorter guys, I feel a need to ask you to tell your friend that we exist. But to answer your question, I do actually treat people differently based on height, which is not something I like to admit, but I was very small growing up. I was 4 feet 5 inches at age 14, and sometimes I kind of forget that I've grown since then. I'm 5 feet 7 inches now, and I get intimidated by taller people. I don't think it's a conscious thing, but I do find I tend to surround myself with friends who are my height and shorter. Though 2 of my closest friends are several inches taller than me, I'm generally open to talking to anyone. But I think if I had to walk into a room and talk to either a tall person or a short person, like yourself and your friend, I'd instantly be drawn to the shorter person. My friend and I are just chilling in his apartment and I showed this to him. He said thanks and that he knows great girls like you exist, but are generally far and few in between. I'm just so surprised how he's nonchalant about this and I'm the one kinda bent out of shape about what he puts up with. He said that women like you are automatically more open-minded than other women. Short man here, 5 feet 5. I also have the honor of carrying the first name of Ashley. I feel I have dealt with 2 kinds of this sort of negativity throughout my entire life. TLDR, try being short and having the name Ashley as well. Fun fact, Napoleon wasn't even short. He was 5'8", which was rather tall for his time. Just pointing out how even more fricked up these short guy stereotypes are. I'm 5.3, male. I always tried to not give a frick about my height, but people kept reminding me about it. The irony is that in the years many of my good friends were very tall. Going out with them was awful. I would be ignored. Girls pointed out many times how being short is kind of a deal breaker. My actual girlfriend, shorter than me, is a lovely girl, but too many times she commented on my stature. It hurts to hear, oh my ex was this tall, my other ex was this tall, etc. Or like when we go out shopping for clothes and I find something nice for me. 80% of the time she comments how it won't look good because I'm short. I love her despite the remarks she makes. I told her they bother me a bit, and when I tell her about it she tries to turn it into a joke and she means no harm. Sometimes I feel we are not compatible for this reason, but then I get hit by the fact that I don't want to be alone and finding someone else is not easy, especially when you are hitting 40. Don't let your age allow other people to pull crap on you, hoss. I'm 22 and 5 feet 4 inches. My height is clearly a reason why I have never had a girlfriend. I've had a girl straight up tell me, I really like you, but I prefer someone taller. I'm screwed. Hello OP. I'm 5 feet 6-5 feet 7. On a good day, I know what your friend is saying. The thing is, I never had a problem with my height only because I didn't know it mattered to other people. I am extremely self-confident and can hold my own in most, if not all, conversations. I'm a smart guy, blah blah blah. The problem rose in college in my third and final year. A 4 feet 11 girl who I was trying to get with finally broke it to me straight, well, you're short. I was absolutely floored. It hit me so hard mentally that I was broken inside. However, I didn't understand the ramifications of this. I realized that yes, people have discriminated against me, which I jaff about, but the problem was the women. I wanted to get with some girls, and although there were definitely other factors involved as to why they wouldn't get with me, it became apparent that they mentally crossed me off their list. I became friend-zoned fast because of this. They just didn't see me as a potential mate. 98% of my friends are taller than me, in the 5 feet 10 above range. I noticed the different treatment they got and how they actually used their height to make girls feel secure. On the flip side, girls naturally gravitated to them. They, the guys, realized this fact way before I did and owned it. I was at a severe disadvantage. I'm such an outgoing guy. I love going to clubs, bars, parties and socializing. Once I realized this, I started getting myself down. Inside, I knew I had to work 100x harder than my friends to attract a girl. Instead of being that fun, social guy, I'd further drink and further mentally sulk. It was terrible. I know everyone is different. Everyone can counter what I'm saying. And yes, they all have valid points. Ultimately, I want to get over it in my own head and essentially realize that this is what I have. My parents are short as heck and I'm surprised I even got this tall. I must own it. I admire tall folks because they do not have to work as hard. Very easy mo. And I like to learn what they do. TLDR. I need to get over this mentally. But how? 5 feet 6 inches guy here. If there's anything I've ever tried where height seems to matter not to females, it's dancing. More specifically salsa. I've been approached about a dozen times by women of all sizes. I usually can't lead well, but I'm working on it. Equals. Wall of texting coming. I am a 27-year-old male who is 5 feet 1 inches, and what amazes me about this post more than anything else, regarding the discussion of people having double standards about height when it comes to being a short male, is the fact that I made a post similar to this fairly recently, and it received almost no attention, while the author of this post, which has over 600 comments, is 6 feet 4 inches. Case in freaking point. Most of the attention that it did get consisted of people telling me that I was wrong, and that being short wasn't really a big deal. Women don't care. Blah blah blah. While people are flocking to throw agreement and sympathy at this post, and to the author, you think your friend has it rough at 5 feet 5 inches. Compared to what I go through on a daily basis, he doesn't know a dang thing about misery. I'll admit it, I'm 5 feet 6. And everyone around me is taller than me. Not only do all my friends joke about it, which sometimes goes too far, the general public just makes you feel like, forgive me, a black man in the South. I have only had one girlfriend out of my countless girlfriends be shorter than me. Only one of them. I got left from her for a tall guy. Always after me. It's a tall guy. Here's the fact of the matter though. Everything is not proportional. If you are going to start thinking like a perverted virgin, if there is anything I am made fun of the most, it's the fact that I am short, but I wear size 12.5 shoes. For a little guy, I look like I have clown feet when I put my shoes on. It's actually pretty funny. Here where I live, any angry man that is short is officially labeled with LMS, or little man syndrome. There isn't anything you can do about it. It takes almost everything in you to even look a little bit intimidating when you need to most. I am constantly getting jumped for being alone, just because I am short. It's a dog-eat-dog world, and apparently all people can do is go after the short guy. I'm not saying this is all cases, but a lot of them. You cope. That's all you can do. That is all you will ever be able to do. You live, you hope for the best. It happens. This will get buried, but I honestly don't care. I could probably write all night about stuff like this. There is so much weight on a person's chest that just builds up. I feel like this thread was made for me. Sorry if I was boring, but you know, it's nice to be able to talk about it. 5'5" here. Heels are the silent killer. This is only relevant because it pertains to my height. I'm a 18-year-old female that's 5 feet 9 inches, maybe even 5 minutes and 10 seconds, and I was already like 5 feet 7 inches by the time I hit 7th grade. I towered over everybody including the guys, and I got ridiculed for it. Those kids made my life a living heck, and the names they would call me made me want to kill myself at age 13. I even ended up in a psyche ward in 8th grade cause I was cutting. The thing that hurt the most is that people referred to me as a guy man. They would only talk about me saying he is him only, never referring to me as a girl. It took me up until the age I am now to gain my self-confidence back. People are so goddamn cruel. I'm only 5'6", but I don't see it as much of a hindrance. Besides, you tall people never really need to experience the climbing to get at things beyond your reach. Nothing quite like scaling shelves at the supermarket in order to reach that last bottle of Captain Morgan's right at the top, right at the back. 5 feet 7 inches here. We're not that short. I'm not saying guys our height aren't treated differently, but if when we are, I think it's more because we're unremarkable than anything. We're not too short to notice, but we're also not so tall you can't miss us. We're just there. 5 feet 5 inches and 125 pounds here. It freaking sucks. Short men are also paid less, are less likely to get a job or a promotion as well. Yes, I treat some of them quite differently. My boyfriend is about half a head shorter than me, and I make love to him. Definitely some different treatment there. But seriously, I get your friend. I didn't even consider dating my boyfriend when I first met him, half because he was shorter than me, half because I was sure he wouldn't be interested in a tall girl for a serious relationship. My main issue was that I was used to short guys not liking me because I was taller. I got rejected to my face and behind my back several times growing up because of that. It works both ways, you know. Short guys do discriminate against tall girls, thinking they could never marry someone taller than them. And tall girls don't want to date shorter guys. At times, many times. It isn't an entirely one-way street. I've known guys who dumped great girls just because the girls were taller in heels. Height is a big factor for a lot of people. I like being the tall girlfriend, and he likes being the boyfriend with a taller girlfriend. He still hates being short. And if he ever broke up with me for some reason, when I was done being crushed, I think I'd be more attracted to a shorter guy now. My husband is 5 feet 3 inches. He used to get made fun of in school. Then he joined the powerlifting team and they shut up when he could bench more than the biggest guy in school. Oh, my friend and I work out, and I know for a fact he's just as strong as I am or stronger in some areas. He's 5 feet 4 at 160 pounds and I'm 6 feet 6 at about 185 pounds. It's funny how tall equals strong, but in reality it's all a scale where I feel height has no bearing. Girls say they want a tall guy to feel protected. If I was in a jam I would want my best bud instead of some random tall guy. Everyone gets treated differently. I get treated differently because I'm freakishly tall for a girl. I get treated differently because I'm black. I get treated differently because I wear my hair natural. I get treated differently because I'm heavily modified. I get treated differently because I'm B. I get treated differently because I am chubby, or as a lot of my peers call it, thick. People are just a shats. It's the way things are, unfortunately, but I don't get overly concerned with what others think. I think I'm pretty freaking awesome, and that's all that matters. Seems like your friend has that figured out. As I continued reading your post, my mind's image of you kept getting more and more awesome. 6 feet 4 inches here. After reading this, I realized I may subconsciously treat shorter people different because I'd say all of my good friends are at least 6 feet. I'm 6 feet 6 inches, and this post gave me some pause. My shortest male friend is 5 minutes and 10 seconds, which is still above average for Canadian men. Like this video and this good boy will play you a nice song. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day, you magnificent people.